What is up, guys? Emmanuel Jones here, back at with another video, and this time we'll be doing our Week 18 predictions, which this is absolutely the final week of the regular season, which is kind of so disappointing to see. So, yeah, so before I get into those predictions, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to comment down your opinion below and see who you think is going to win this week. So, as by the way, we're going to get into it. So last week I went 13-3, which I did really good. So let's get started with these picks. The first game we have is the Chiefs versus the Broncos. Chiefs are favored by -10. As I look towards the matchup, this could be an either way type game because the Broncos, defense is very solid. But the last time when these two teams play, I mean their offense wasn't looking great. Because what the Chiefs did defensively, they kept them on the end zone. They stopped the run really good. They weren't letting guys open. I mean, yes, yeah, but you know what? As I look at the Broncos, I mean, their offense has not been looking good, especially without Teddy B, which Teddy B is not respected to play this game, which is very disappointing. So, which they're going to have Drew Lock as a quarterback. Now, Drew Lock is really not an aggressive downfield thrower. Like, here's the thing. He holds on to the ball so long, and sometimes he runs into sacks, and then he just throws the ball like he throws the ball on the ground a lot. I mean, that's all. So yeah, while the other hand, the Chiefs offense, I mean, it has been looking solid like for like the last 2 weeks. I mean, here's the thing. Their offense was not their offense didn't really look that bad versus the Bengals. And the defense, I mean, it was pretty good in the first half until they started to fell apart. I mean, their defense did not look very hot at the end versus the Bengals, but that's okay because all what they did, they were letting guys open. They let Jamar Chase go off for like almost 70 yards. So yeah, but that's okay. But as I look through the matchup, I mean, the Chiefs, is one of these teams where they like to control the ball and they like to be on fast pace. That's what I'm looking towards. I mean, we already know that Vic Fangio is a good defensive coach. I mean, he can at least figure out how to play Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. So yeah, but you know what? I expect the Chiefs. I expect the Chiefs offense to play a little better this time. But you know what? The Broncos seem like, they don't got much to play for this game because they're not going to make the playoffs, though. Because, Chiefs are kind of fight for that 1 seed and all that. But here's the thing. If the Chiefs win and the Titans lose, then the Chiefs are probably going to clinch the bye and get that 1 seed. But if the Chiefs lose and the Titans win, Titans are probably going to get that 1 seed. But I would not be shocked even if they did, even if the Chiefs didn't get the 1 seed. So yeah. By the way, I got the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs. I got them winning this game 34-17. I mean, I just really think that Andy Reid has owned Vic Fangio, and plus, I just don't really think that Drew Lock and his Broncos offense is gonna do enough to keep up with the Chiefs. So yeah. So I'm gonna take the Chiefs to win and take the Chiefs to cover to probably lock up to get that 1 seed. All right, next game we have the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Dallas is favored by 7. Now, I called a trap game for some reason. Now, this game can go either way though. Now, here's the thing: the Cowboys have. I mean, here's the thing. It could go either way because I believe the Eagles are kind of resting a little bit of starters, and the Cowboys are resting starters. I just don't really know if Dallas is going to be healthy enough to win because here's the thing: Diggs is probably going to be out, so that could be a huge blow to their secondary. So, which means that the Eagles could have success passing the ball if Jalen Hurts is playing. Because last time when these two teams played, that Cowboys defense made Jalen Hurts look bad. They made that Eagles offense look bad. Yeah, but the Eagles defense has been playing really good football though. Yeah, it has been, and plus, the Eagles offense has been looking good as well. Jalen Hurts. He's starting to get the mobility though, and he's and all that. So yeah, but the thing is that the Cowboys offense did not look good versus the Cardinals though, because they barely about made a comeback versus the Cardinals, but they didn't really do enough. And plus, their defense did not play well in that game. But you know what? This could go and be a either way type game because we already know that both these two teams own each other and they split with each other. Because early on in the year, I said that the Cowboys would sweep them because I didn't really think the Eagles were going to be good until they kind of proved me wrong. That since Jalen Hurts has been playing good, because I didn't really think he was going to be good until the Eagles kept on winning and turned their season around. But you know what? I could barely take Philly to win since they turned their season around, and plus they clinched a playoff spot and all that last week. So the Eagles are probably going to be in. But you know what? By the way, I don't really know if the Cowboys have some really good corners who's going to cover Devontae Smith. Because Devonta Smith is like the best receiver on this team, and he's very explosive, and he can really find a way to expose you in some ways like that. But you know what? I'm probably gonna say this game's gonna be close though, but we can see Philly pull off an upset. But would I be shocked if they did? No, but I think it could be a little bit of defensive game, and I know it's in Philly, but I just think the Cowboys are gonna. I feel like the Cowboys are gonna win this game. I just kind of feel like the Cowboys are just a better team. They have a better quarterback and they have a better coach. Yeah. And plus, they're more explosive. Because I don't really think the Eagles have a lot of explosive abilities on offense, even in Jalen Hurts. Because CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper's a stud and all that. So, but the bad news is that Michael Gallup is out for the season, which is not a huge blow to their offense because you still got Amari Cooper and they got CeeDee Lamb, who are like two of the best receivers in the game and all that. Ezekiel is good. Dalton Schultz is solid. Yeah. So, by the way, give me the Cowboys to win, but I will take the points though with the Eagles though. I kind of feel like the Eagles are gonna try to fight for it. The Eagles, they have been fighting like almost every week. So yeah, I think they're gonna try to hang around this game and put up a fight and all that. So yeah, but as long as Jalen Hurts, if he doesn't play bad than he did like last time, then I think they'll keep it close. So I just kind of feel like the Eagles will cover, and I feel like Dallas will win this game. And hopefully Dallas is probably clinched division. Next game, we have the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are favored by 6 points. Now, I'm going to keep this one short, though, because I meant to almost call it a trap game, though, because since I kind of really figured out that Joe Burrow is probably going to rest, this week because he was injured last week by the end of the game versus the Chiefs. And plus, they might rest some of their starters too. So, yeah, they're literally going to have nobody on offense. So, that's fine. Especially the Browns. The Browns, on the other hand, they have not looked good last week versus Steelers. I mean, Baker Mayfield was awful last week and all that. And he got sacked a lot in that game. The Steelers, with the Browns defense played a little bit good, but they really didn't do enough to fight and all that. But you know what? The Browns are starting Case Keenum this week, which is going to be fun. It's going to be good for them because Baker Mayfield is really not that great. Plus, the Bengals defense it did not play really well versus the Chiefs. But you know what? I think what the Browns can do offensively, I think they can run the ball in Cincinnati. They can pass the ball in Cincinnati because now you got Austin Hooper, you got Jarvis Landry, and you got Donovan Peoples-Jones. So, yeah. So, I kind of feel like those weapons on offense are going to – I feel like Case Keenum will do enough to win this game. And plus, I don't really think the Bengals will do enough without their starters to at least keep up. Because here's the thing. Last time when these two teams played, the Bengals should have at least won that game. But the reason why the Bengals did not do enough to win that game because what the Browns did defensively, they really, really shut down the Bengals offense, and they were slowing them down. And Baker Mayfield, he looked really good in that game. But this is a different team with Case Keenum starting. But I really want to pick Cincy to win. But since I kind of find out that Baker Mayfield, that I find out that Joe Burrow and these offensive starters, are probably not going to play. Some of their stars are probably not going to play because they clinched the division. I think it could be a little close. But, by the way, I got the Browns pulling off the upset 23-17. I kind of feel like the Bengals could hang around this game, but I don't really know. Which it could be tough to say. But I just kind of feel like Case Keenum is going to do enough on offense. He's going to thrive against that Bengals secondary, which is not good. And plus, the Bengals. And plus, I don't think Brandon Allen is going to be enough. So, yeah, that's why I got Cleveland winning this game. But I'm going to take the Browns to win this game, but I'm going to take the Browns to cover. All right, next game, we have the Packers versus the Detroit Lions. Packers are favored by 4. Now, I'm going to keep this one short, though. But now, the Packers. Now, when I look at this game, I'm believing that Aaron Rodgers is going to play. But most of their stars are probably going to be on rest due to the fact that, they have really locked up the 1 seed. And they're trying to at least they're already going to get it. But you know what? Even if Aaron Rodgers is not playing, their starter's not playing, I could take the Lions to win. Because the Lions, for the last several weeks has been putting up fights with Dan Campbell. Campbell has done a great job. And all that, so yeah. But the Lions didn't really do enough offensively because, they didn't really put up a fight against Seattle. Because all Seattle did, they just ran all over them. But you know what? This is a different team now. Last time when these two teams played, the Packers ran all over them. And the Lions didn't really do enough offensively and defensively. So, yeah. By the way, the Lions are just a bad team. They suck. There's no way I'm going to take them more unless if they unless if Green Bay rests their starters. So, by the way, if Jared Goff plays, I think it could be a little closer. But if he doesn't play, I don't really know. The Lions could barely pull off an upset. But I got the Packers winning this game 28-20. I mean, the Packers are trying to get that number one seed. I mean, they have the better quarterback, the better coach. I mean, they're just a better team. So there's no question of that. So give me the Packers to win this game and give me the Packers to cover. Next game, we have the Chicago Bears versus the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings are favored by -3.5. Well, this is an interesting game, though, because both these two teams are out of the hunt. They're out of the playoff hunt. Now, if I look at this matchup, though, I'm preferring that Andy Dalton or Nick Foles is going to start. I don't know who the quarterback because Justin Fields is on the COVID list. So, yeah. So I feel like they're likely going to start Andy Dalton or Nick Foles. But you know what? I'm for Andy Dalton starting. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, this Bears offense has been looking pretty solid. I mean, without Justin Fields, I mean, Andy Dalton really played really well, and plus they were able to play with fighting, and plus that defense played really well in that game. So yeah, while on the other hand, the Vikings, I mean, they did not look good versus the Packers. I mean, yeah, their defense did not look great. Their offense didn't look great, especially without Kirk Cousins. So yeah. So as I look at this matchup, I mean, the Bears kind of match up well with the Vikings really good, but I don't think their secondary does. I mean, they don't really have any corners who's going to cover Justin Jefferson. Especially Justin Jefferson has been like the best receiver. He's like the best young receiver. But I kind of feel like he is uncoverable. So, yeah. And plus, the Bears, they don't really have a lot of explosive abilities, though. But I know Darnell Mooney is pretty good, but Allen Robinson is not really good. So, yeah. But you know what? I really kind of prefer that the Vikings are a better version than the Bears. Like they are. We already know both coaches are really on the hot seat, though. But I just kind of feel like the Bears are just Vikings are just a better version of them. So, yeah, despite Justin Fields not playing this game, I don't really think the Bears are going to do enough offensively, especially Kirk Cousins. He might do enough and make some plays, but the game was kind of really weird that Kirk Cousins, he didn't really throw the ball for like over 100 yards or 200 because, the Bears defense, the Vikings weren't getting consistent first downs. The Bears defense was really, really forcing they were really forcing them in some tough situations. But I think Kirk Cousins is going to do a better job with it. I think he's going to do a better job playing well this game. So, yeah, but I wouldn't be shocked they kept this game close by. But I got the Vikings win this game 27-13. I just don't think Andy Dalton's that good. Especially the Vikings have the better quarterback. They're at home. They're just a more complete team. Especially they have a better offense. Because the Vikings are just more consistent on offense. So, yeah. So, I'm going to take the Vikings to win, but I will take the Vikings to cover. But if Justin Fields was playing this game, I would take the Bears to cover. But since they're starting Andy Dalton, I'm taking the Vikings to at least cover this game. And hopefully Kirk Cousins has a good game this week. Next game, we have the Washington football team versus the New York Giants. Washington's favored by 7. Now, this game's probably going to be an ugly one because they both are out of the playoff race. Now, they both got backup quarterbacks playing each other. which that's going to be like a little bit of a challenge though. But you know what? I kind of feel like Taylor Heineke has been the better player. He's been the better backup quarterback. Like he's been like here's the thing. Taylor Heineke, he's like one of these quarterbacks who can like make some plays. Like he's really not that great. On the other hand, about the Giants, I mean, I don't really know who the Giants quarterback is going to be. I think they're going to start Jake Fromm at quarterback. So that's going to be a different challenge to this game. But you know what? I kind of really feel like this game right here is kind of like a mismatch game. But you know what? The Giants' offense has not been looking good for like several weeks though. And plus, Washington's offense has not been looking great, especially the defense. It's been looking solid, but not great. But you know what? I think this is a game I think Washington's defense is going to stop the run. And I think their offense is going to stay balanced in this game. And I don't really think the Giants have a great secondary. I don't really think they're going to have a matchup with Terry McLaurin because Terry McLaurin is really good. So I don't think nobody's going to cover him. I mean, the Giants' run defense is atrocious. So I really think their running game will be solid. So, yeah. So, by the way, I got Washington winning this game 24-13. I mean, I just kind of feel like Washington's more talented. They have a better coach. I mean, I feel like Taylor Heineke, he has been the better player for right now. So, yeah. So, I got Washington winning this game, and I got Washington to cover. Next game, we have the Indianapolis Colts versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Colts are favored by minus 15.5. Whoa, this is a big number. Now, this game right here is going to be very challenging. Now, if the Colts lose this game, the Colts are probably going to be out. But I don't really know because they lost to the Raiders last week. I mean, they would have at least clinched a playoff berth. I mean, if they beat the Raiders last week, they could have clinched a playoff berth, but they didn't really do enough to win because the Raiders' offense looked great and their defense, I mean, their run defense looked good. On the other hand, I mean, the Jaguars suck. I mean, they're just bad. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, he has been a complete bust. I mean, the offense is like the worst in football. I mean, the defense is absolutely the worst in football. So, yeah, and especially with Darrell Bevell, I mean, his play callings are bad. But you know what? I really kind of think that the Colts, I mean, they have a great coach in Frank Wright. I think this offense, I think the play calling is going to be really good. And I think Carson Wentz will play good. And I really think Jonathan Taylor is going to run all over them because he's been one of the best running backs. So, yeah. So, he would really so the Colts game plan will really work for them. So, yeah, and especially Matt Eberflus' defense is going to find a way to get in coverage and probably create pressure and all that. So there's no way I'm taking Jacksonville because Jacksonville is not in the playoffs this year. The Colts are looking to get in the playoffs. So, yeah. So, I got the Colts winning this game 34-13. I mean, I just kind of feel like the Colts are just a better team. They have a better quarterback and a better coach. So, yeah, and they really have more to play for this game. So, yeah. So, give me the Colts to easily win this game and the Colts to easily cover. But I will not be surprised if Jacksonville covered this game. I mean, there's no way. Because the Jacksonville doesn't really have enough offensively. So, yeah, so the Colts should easily win and they should easily destroy Jacksonville. All right, next game, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are favored by 5.5. Now, I kind of call it a trap game for some reason because this game can go either way, and both these two teams are fighting to get in the playoffs because they got more to play for. But you know what? The Ravens, the Ravens offense. I mean, the Ravens have been really putting up fights. Like they barely made a fight against the Rams, and they made a fight against the Packers and the Bengals. I don't really think about the Bengals. I don't really know. So yeah, so it can go either way, but I'm kind of reminded that I really don't know if Lamar is going to play or not. But since I found out Lamar is probably not going to play, I really don't care. I mean, the Ravens have been really putting up a fight against teams for like several weeks. Like they've been. I mean, they really didn't do enough against the Bengals, but they kind of really almost did enough against the Rams and the Packers and the Browns, which they could have at least won these games, and they would have clinched a spot already. But you know what? I could barely have Pittsburgh winning this game because I think the Steelers, I mean, their defense had looked at really good versus the Browns. I mean, they really create pressure and all that. I mean, they sacked Baker Mayfield like a lot of times. I mean, not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, not 5 times, not 6 times, not 7 times, not 8 times, but 9 times. Like that's crazy. They sacked them 9 times. I mean, their deep. I mean, their game plan really worked really good. On the other hand, Don Martindale has been a really good defensive play caller. Like the Ravens, I mean, they've been good on third down and all that. So yeah, but the Steelers' offense seems a little bit. I'm a little concerned about their Steelers' offense, where they're really not getting consistent first downs and putting together drives, which that kind of concerns me a little bit. I mean, Najee Harris looked good versus the Browns. So yeah, but you know what? I could barely take Pittsburgh to win because I kind of really like their chances a little bit. But you know what? It can go either way, but because we already know it's Big Ben's final game of the season. So, by the way, these teams are both similar, but I don't know who to pick. But I wouldn't be shocked if one of these teams won. But by the way, I'm gonna go ahead and just take the Ravens to end this win to losing streak with a win here, 24-20. I just kind of feel like the Ravens are one of these teams who can really, really move the ball against anybody's defense. Because here's the thing. The Ravens offense, last time these two teams play, I mean, the Ravens offense looked pretty good. Like, they should have beat the Steelers, but, they came up short for the 2-point conversion and failed to tie the game. Which, that's fine. So, yeah. So, I really think this game right here is going to be most exciting and could be fighting for playoff battle. So, yeah. So, I'm going to take the Ravens to win, but I will take the 5 point. I will take the 5.5 points with the Steelers because I think the Steelers are going to try to move the ball against Baltimore because the Ravens secondary is very bad, and plus the Steelers, Deontay Johnson has been one of the best receivers on the team, and Chase Claypool, he's been inaccurate and he's not doing nothing. So yeah, and I really think that that the Steelers, they might find a way to expose that Ravens secondary, which they don't really have any corners. So yeah, but the Steelers have really great defensive coordinators. Like they have really great. Like the Steelers. I mean, I understand the Steelers have a better defense than Baltimore, but I just feel like Baltimore is just a better team, and I feel like they will get their revenge on the Steelers and all that. But I kind of understand that Mike Tomlin owns Harbaugh, so yeah. So I just kind of feel like the Ravens Steelers are gonna cover, and I feel like the Ravens are gonna come out with this win. All right, next game we have the Tennessee Titans versus the Houston Texans. Um, Titans are favored by 10. I'm gonna keep this one a little bit short. Now, this game right here. Now, because if I really think if the Titans lose this game and the Chiefs win, then I'm guessing that the Chiefs are probably gonna clinch that the 1 seed. But if the Titans win and Chiefs win, it could be a tiebreaker, which I mean means the Titans could easily clinch that 1 seed. But you know what? I kind of feel like this game right here can, like in terms of the of this of this game. Last time when these two teams play, this Texans defense made Ryan Tannehill look bad. I mean, yeah, and plus, the Titans did not do enough offensively and defensively. But in this game, I think the Titans are going to do enough on offense and on defense to at least move the ball and slow down the Texans offense because Houston don't have a quarterback right now. So yeah, especially the good news is they're getting Derrick Henry back. So Tennessee will probably have success running the ball and all that. They'll have success passing the ball on the Texans defense, which is not good and it's the worst in football. So by the way, I got the Titans winning this game 31-16. I just kind of feel like the Titans are just a better team that had the better quarterback, the better coach. And plus, I just kind of feel like they're just more balanced on offense. I mean, I just don't think Houston's going to be able to do much on offense. I don't think they're going to be able to do much in this game. So I kind of feel like the Titans, Derrick Henry is going to be too much. So, yeah. So I got the Titans winning this game, and I got the Titans easily covering to maybe clinch that 1 seed. Next game, we have the New Orleans Saints versus the Falcons. Saints are favored by 4.5. Now, this game right here comes to the wire that it can go either way. Now, if the Saints probably lose this game, I mean, I don't really know if it matters, but they could miss the playoffs. I don't know. Because last time when these two teams play, the Saints, they should have beaten the Falcons on the last game, but the reason why they lost to them because, the Saints defense were letting guys open down the field and all that. So, yeah. But you know what? That Saints defense is very good. And the Falcons don't have a great offensive line. So, I don't really think the Falcons, I just kind of feel like the Saints defense is going to do enough in this game to stop the run and all that. And I feel like their pass defense is solid, which I think they can get in coverage. They're really good on third down and all that. So I think maybe you can put Lattimore on Calvin Ridley and probably put Marcus Williams or Jenkins on Kyle Pitts. So yeah, which that matchup will be very exciting to see. But you know what? The Saints offense is not that good. Like it's really not. Especially you go and just got Alvin Kamara, who is your only weapon who can really do anything. So yeah. So I don't really think the Saints will do much in this game. So I don't really think, but I just kind of feel like this game it could be a defensive game because of how the way the Saints that that the defenses will try to control the clock in the game and all that. But I understand Matt Ryan's a better quarterback, but I kind of really feel like Taysom Hill, he's like one of these guys who's very physical and athletic, and he can really run the ball. And like sometimes he could be a guy who holds on to the ball so long, but sometimes he can escape pressure really good, and he can complete a pass. So yeah. So by the way, I think it's gonna be close, but I just got the Saints winning this game 23-17. I mean, I just feel like the Saints are the better coach. I mean, there's a more complete team. And also they're also fighting to get in the playoffs. So yeah. So there's no way I'm gonna see Atlanta getting in. There's no way Atlanta's gonna at least sweep them this year because that's gonna be horrendous. Because the Falcons' offense has not been looking that bad as recently. So, yeah. Especially Atlanta's offense could be better with Matt Ryan. So, yeah. So, I'm going to take the Saints to win this game. But I'm going to take the 4.5 points with the Falcons. I mean, I just kind of feel like the Falcons are probably going to do enough offensively to keep pace. Because Matt Ryan, like, he's solid. And he's one of these guys who really can find a way to skate special with like his size is good and he's accurate. So yeah. So I'm gonna take the Falcons to cover plus the 4.5, but I'll take the Saints to win this game. Next game we have the New York Jets versus the Buffalo Bills. Bills are favored by 16. Now I'm gonna keep this one a little short though. Now we already know that the Bills they're really fighting for it to at least clinch a playoff berth. While the Jets are literally one of the worst teams in the league, which they have nothing to play for because they're really not going to make the playoffs though. So yeah, especially last time when these two teams play, I mean the Jets didn't have Zach Wilson, so yeah, but especially last week the Jets offense Zach Wilson looked good versus Tampa Bay. So yeah, it looked pretty good until Tampa Bay. I mean, the Jets kind of looked really good until Tampa Bay really came back and won, which they really put up a fight against them. But you know what? I don't see there's a way that they're really gonna do that versus the Bills. So yeah. So by the way, we already know the Bills on the Jets. So I'm gonna take the Bills to win 35-13. I mean, the Bills are just a better team. They have a better quarterback, better coach. They're at home. So so the Bills should easily win, and they should easily cover too. So they should easily destroy them. Next game, we have the San Francisco 49ers versus the LA Rams. Rams are favored by 4.5. Now I'm gonna keep this one a little short though. Now, now when I look at this matchup though, I don't really know if Jimmy G's gonna. I don't know who the Niners quarterback's gonna be. Right, it's gonna be Trey Lance or Jimmy G. But if Jimmy G plays, I think it's going to be close. But if Trey Lance plays, it could be a blowout, though. But you know what? By the way, Trey Lance looked it pretty good in versus the Texans. I mean, the offense looked it really good. But you know what? Trey Lance is kind of like the worst quarterback, though, who can complete a pass. Because he really holds onto the ball so long for a couple seconds because players are not getting open. But Deebo Samuel has been like the best receiver on this team. He's one of these guys who can run routes. He can play two positions. He can play wide receiver, running back, all that. Because he's very physical and super talented. On the other hand, the Rams, their offense, it's not been looking great though, despite of them winning. but they're really not getting consistent first downs and getting together drives. I mean, where their offense is where they're in a position where they've been turning the ball over a lot and all that. So, yeah, and I kind of feel like that their offense needs to be more balanced and stay consistent. And plus, the Niners' offense has been a little more consistent as of lately. So, yeah, but I kind of expect Jimmy G to play in this game. So, yeah. But this is kind of a bad matchup for the Rams because here's the thing. I kind of understand that Kyle Shanahan has owned McVay, and I understand that the Niners really got the Rams' number and all that because they have been owning the Rams for years. I mean, the Niners are that team that where their offense can really stay balanced and their defense can really, really make some big time plays. But last time when these two teams played, I mean, their defense played really good. They kept the Rams out of the red zone. Their offense looked really good. Like it looked fantastic versus that Rams defense. So yeah, I think this game right here is going to be very close because I think if Jimmy G's playing, I think the Niners are going to try to do enough and hang around this game. But by the way, if the Niners win this game, they might be able to get in the playoffs. But if they don't win, they might not. Because if they win and then the Saints lose, then the Niners are in. But if the Saints win and the Niners lose, then they could be out. But you know what? Since this game is in LA, the Rams defense did not look good versus the Niners last time, but I expect the Rams defense to play better this game. So maybe you can put with the Rams deep pass defense, it's looking really good. So maybe I think their defense, their run defense has been great. So I really think that they find a way to slow down the run game and probably contain the passing game. Like maybe you can put Jalen Ramsey on Deebo Samuel and Darius Williams on Brandon Ayuk, which that's kind of fire. But I don't really know if they're gonna have a match for George Kittle. So yeah, but especially the Niners secondary is really not good. So maybe, and especially the Rams have an explosive offense, which you got Cooper Kupp, Tyler Higbee, OBJ, and Van Jefferson. I just kind of feel like those Rams receivers are going to be too much for the Niners secondary to handle. But I think it's going to be close though. But I got the Rams getting their revenge with a win here versus the Niners, 27-23. I just kind of feel like the Rams are just a better team. They have a better quarterback, the better coach. They're at home, and they're just like the more complete team. So yeah, just don't get me wrong. I just feel like the Rams defense makes more plays in this game, and I think their defense is better overall. So yeah, so give me the Rams to win this game, but I also take the 4.5 with the Niners because I think the Niners are going to consistently move the ball against this Rams defense because they've been able to do that, and I think their defense might play really good in this game like they did last game. So yeah, so I feel like the Rams will get their revenge after the Niners winning 5 straight. So I don't think the Niners are going to pull that again. That's why I picked the Rams to win this game. So give me the Niners, and I think the Rams offense does play well in this game. So give me the Niners to cover the 4.5, but give me the Rams to win this game. And hopefully they'll probably clinch the division. But if the Rams win and the Cardinals lose, then the Rams probably clinch the division. But if the Rams lose and the Cardinals win, then the Cardinals could clinch the division. So yeah, that's how it goes. All right, next game we have the New England Patriots versus the Miami Dolphins. Patriots are favored by 6.5. Now when I look at the matchup, now these are the Bama boys playing against each other. Now this game was kind of a little bit of a defensive game, where here's what the Patriots did. The Patriots barely about to make a comeback, but they really came up short. And here's the reason why. The Dolphins defense really stepped up on that. But you know what? It could go either way, but we already know that the Dolphins always play the Patriots hard in. in their stadium. But you know what? New England's coming to town. They're coming to Miami Stadium. Now, we already know that Tua did not look good versus the Titans because we already know that the Titans defense made Tua look bad. They really stepped up and all that, and they really dominated this game. But you know what? This game right here can go a little bit either way though, because if the Patriots lose this game and the Bills win, then the Bills are probably gonna clinch the division. But if they both win this week, it could be a tie. Like it could be the tiebreaker to see who decides who's up top. But you know what? This game right here could be a mismatch game. But you know what? Here's the thing. I don't really think the Dolphins match up well with the Patriots really good because here's the thing. The Dolphins don't have a good offensive line, and the Patriots' defensive line is solid, and their secondary is pretty good, which I really think that the Patriots, what they can do defensively, they can play one-on-one and probably play like zone defense and all that, and they're really good on third down. So maybe they can give the Dolphins offense some problems and all that. So yeah, and also I think the Patriots are going to try to run the ball, and they're going to try to control the clock and all that, and control secure line of scrimmage. And plus, they're going to at least find a way to move the ball and probably keep Tua off the field. So yeah, so there's no way Miami's going to beat them again because Bill Belichick has owned the Dolphins. So yeah, so. By the way, I understand it's in Miami, though, because Miami seemed like they're probably not going to go to the playoffs because they were already eliminated from the hunt after a loss to the Titans. So, by the way, I think this game's going to be close, though, and it could be a little bit of a defensive game. But I'm going to go with the Patriots to win this game 26-20. I just feel like the Patriots are the better team and they have the better coach. So, yeah. And the quarterbacks are similar. So, yeah, so I'm going to take the Patriots to win this game. And in terms of the points, I will take the 6.5 with Miami because I think Miami is going to try to keep up with the Patriots if the Patriots are up. But if New England, if they could get up early, they'll probably blow Miami. They'll probably blow the Dolphins off. They'll probably blow the Dolphins out. So yeah. So yeah. So just give me Miami to cover the 6.5, but I'll take the Patriots to win this game. And hopefully that'll help the Patriots clinch a playoff spot. Next game, we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals are favored by 6.5. Now, as I look at this game right here is going to be very, very, very interesting now. Now, this can go a little bit either way, though, because I heard some people are betting on Seattle to pull off the upset because Pete Carroll owns Arizona. But you know what? Seattle really don't got much to play for because they're not going to make the playoffs, though, because Arizona is really fighting to clinch a playoff berth, and they could be fighting to clinch the division if they win and the Rams lose. But here's the thing. If the Cardinals win, the Rams lose, and the Cardinals win the division. Because if the Rams lose this game and the Rams win, then the Rams will probably be in first place. But Seattle, their offense has been looking really good. And plus their defense has been looking really good. And especially, here's the thing. Seattle is one of these teams that they can really move the ball physically, and they're really strong in the secondary. But I don't really know up front, though. But you know what? I just kind of feel like the Cardinals are a little bit more explosive on offense, and plus, they have more to play for this game, and Seattle doesn't. So, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if Seattle won, but I really think Seattle will find a way to move the ball and all that. Because sometimes the Cardinals' deep run defense and their pass defense don't be playing really good. So, yeah, especially Seattle doesn't really have any corners who can cover. those receivers. I think with AJ Green, Rondell Moore, Christian Kirk, and Zach Ertz. I think the receivers are going to be too much for the Seahawks secondary to handle. So yeah, but I think it's going to be close and competitive. But I think it's going to be a little bit of a defensive game. It could be sloppy, but I think it's going to be close. But I'm going to take the Cardinals to win 24-22. I just feel like the Cardinals are a better team, and plus they have more to play for this game. So yeah, and they're at home. So yeah. So I'm gonna take the Cardinals to win, but I will take the 6.5 points with the Seahawks because I think the Seahawks are gonna try to keep pace. Because Russell Wilson, he's really good at keeping pace and all that. So yeah. But if they were able to control the clock at the end of the game and keep Kyler off the field, then I think Seattle has a chance to win. But I think Arizona will win because I think they're going to try to control the ball and all that and have time possession in that game. So yeah, so just give me the Cardinals to give me the Seahawks to cover the points, but I'll take the Cardinals to win the game. Next game we have the Carolina Panthers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs are favored by 8. Now, this game right here is going to be very interesting though because in terms of the quarterback, I really don't know who the Panthers quarterback is going to be. Whether it's going to be Sam Darnold or Cam Newton. On the other side, the Bucs really have like so many injuries. Their defense did not look so hot versus the Jets last week until they really found a way to come back and won that game. But the whole AB situation was very, very awful, which they really don't have two receivers with who they lost. So now you only have at least two options. You got Mike Evans, Brock Gronkowski, Cameron Brate, OJ Howard, and plus, I don't really know if Tyler Johnson or Scotty Miller is that good. So maybe Tyler Johnson can probably be the number 2 receiver. He can be that second option or third option. I don't really know. So yeah. So I don't really know the Bucs are going to be able to do a little bit much on offense because they really didn't do a little bit much on defense enough. But you know what? I think their defense is going to play better this game despite the injuries they got. So Shaq Barron's going to be out, which that's kind of bad, and especially I don't know about Levante Davis. He's going to be out. But I think the Bucs, they got Ronald Jones. So I think the Bucs might do enough to run the ball because the Panthers' defense is so inconsistent. So Tampa Bay is probably going to do enough to move the ball and put together drives and all that. So yeah. So by the way, I got the Bucs win this game 38-16. The Bucs are just a better team. They have the better quarterback, the better coach. They're at home, and plus, they're going to be fighting for a playoff spot. So yeah, they have more to play for this game, and Carolina, they don't. So yeah, so give me the Bucs to win and the Bucs to cover. All right, next game, which this could be the game of the week. Now we got the LA Chargers versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Now Chargers are favored by 3. Now, this game right here is going to be very interesting, though. Now, this can go either way, though, because both these two teams are 9-7, and they're both fighting to clinch a playoff spot, and they're both finding a way to get in the playoffs. Now, if the Chargers win this game, they're in. If the Raiders win this game, they're in. So, that's kind of simple. I call it a trap game for some reason because the Raiders, they have been looking really good for 3 weeks straight. Their offense have looked really, really good. Their defense, especially their run defense looked good. But their secondary concerns me. Because here's the thing. That last time when these two teams played, the Chargers won that game. What the Raiders did not really do enough on offense because here's the thing. The Chargers defense was really, really finding a way to come up with a good game plan. They were really getting in coverage this game. They were stopping the run. That's what they did. and kept them out of the red zone too. Because now we can really see the Raiders win this game because they might do enough on offense though. Because the Raiders have not won a Sunday night football game in a while. Now this game could go wild though. Like it could go crazy. But you know what? I just don't think the Raiders offenses just have enough explosive abilities though. But I'm kind of concerned about Darren Waller if he's going to be playing. I'm preserving he's going to play, but I don't know. So yeah, so I just kind of really feel like that that the Raiders, I mean, I don't really think their secondary is that good, and especially they don't really have any corners who's going to cover Keenan Allen and Mike Williams because they're both are the really best wide receivers in the game. So maybe the Justin Herbert can give them a challenge again in this game like they did last time. And plus the Chargers, their defense is just way better. I mean, Brandon Stanley has been a better coach than coach like the Chargers defense has been a lot better. Especially, they have their run defense is not great, but their pass defense is pretty solid. But I think they do have some corners though. So yeah, so I think they can cause the Raiders problems again like they did. Especially they only got Asante Samuel and Chris Harris Jr. and Michael Davis. So I think some of their corners can probably cover maybe the Deshaun Jackson and maybe Hunter Renfro and all that. So yeah. So maybe they'll find a way to do that. So yeah, so I don't really know who I'm gonna pick here because this game is probably gonna go crazy. Some of the fans are probably gonna be loud and all that. So yeah. But I understand it's in Las Vegas though. But by the way, I think it's gonna be a high scoring game and it could be a shootout, but I think it's gonna be super close. Now I wouldn't be shocked if the Raiders pull off an upset, but I got the Chargers here winning this game 34-31. I just feel like the Chargers is the better team. I mean, they have the better coach, and plus, I think Justin Herbert's the better quarterback than Carr. I mean, yeah, I kind of feel like the Chargers. I just kind of feel like the Chargers are a better version of the Raiders. So yeah, so so yeah, because if the Raiders were able to at least control the game clock in this game and keep Herbert on the field, then they'll probably win the game. But if the Chargers, I think they can find. I think the Raiders' offense is gonna do enough in this game, and I think they're gonna try to hang around this game. But I think the Chargers are gonna control time possession, to control this clock at the end of the game, and keep Derek Carr off the field. So yeah, so I'm gonna go with the Chargers to win, but I'm also gonna take the points though with the Raiders because I think the Raiders are gonna try to keep it close and hang around this game because the Chargers are because sometimes the Chargers defense do play soft coverage. So yeah, so I'm gonna take the Raiders to cover, but I'll take the Chargers to win this game, and hopefully that'll have the Chargers in the playoffs. Well, all right, guys, that's all my Week 18 predictions for this week. And hopefully, guys, it's gonna be this. Hopefully, guys, I can't wait to see all the games, which is gonna be the last week of the season, and which means the playoffs start next week. So just stay tuned for that because I'm gonna be doing my playoff predictions in a couple days. So yeah, I'm hoping for it to get into it. Well, Well, thank you guys for watching this video, and don't forget, if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments section below what you think your Week 18 predictions are. So, it's Mail Jones from a Big Fan. I'll thank you for watching. See you guys later. Peace.